Easton, how much do you think it costs to get your pilot's license?
80 degrees.
What's up, Snaz fam? Dang it, that's not my intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome back to another beautiful... Gosh dang it, that's not my intro either. What's up, everybody? Dang it. What's up, everybody? How's it going? You know, honestly, the weather outside has just been terrible. It's not been good for flying. It's either been way too windy or the clouds have been hovering a little bit too low. So honestly, we just haven't got a chance to get out this week. Hopefully, before we leave for Christmas break, we're gonna be going on a night flight. I don't know for sure if it's gonna work out or not. Weather is, who knows? This time of year in Idaho, you just can't count on anything for weather. So I still wanted to get up a video today, so I thought, you know what? Let's talk about the number one question that I get. The number one question that I get is, how much does it cost to get your private pilot's license? So today we're gonna take a little bit of a deep dive. It's not gonna be exact. Everywhere that you go is gonna be just a little bit different, but I can tell you exactly what it is for me. Or at least, kind of. So anyway, let's take a little bit of a deep dive into what it looks like, how much it costs to get your private pilot's license. Okay, so when you're talking about getting your private pilot's license, there's a couple things you have to consider. So the first thing is you gotta consider your instructor. So I've kind of lumped these together right here. But your instructor is about 50 bucks an hour and the plane is 115. So, I mean, every hour that you need to fly with an instructor is going to cost you about 165 bucks an hour. Now you have to have at least a minimum of 20 hours with an instructor. So, I mean, if you were as efficient as you possibly could be with your time with your instructor, and if he felt comfortable with how well you were doing, I mean, bare minimum, your time with your instructor plus the plane rental is going to be $3,300. Now, one of the questions that I always get is, what about fuel? Fuel is included in your plane rental. So the other type of hours that you need to get is your solo time. So you have to have time alone in the plane while flying, obviously, to be able to get used to it and get used to flying by yourself. So when you're soloing, the only thing that you have to pay for is the plane. And like I said, that includes the fuel, so it's about 115 bucks an hour. So assuming that you were as efficient as you possibly could be with your instructor, and got 20 hours, you have to have at least 40 hours total before you can go take your check ride and get your private pilot's license. So, I mean, 20 hours by yourself in the plane, you're talking $2,300. So total, I mean, you're looking at $5,600 if you are as efficient as you possibly could be. And I have to stress that, like, every situation is going to be a little bit different, right? And honestly, chances are you're probably not going to be the most efficient student pilot of all time. Like, I'm sitting right now at about 12, 13 hours, and I just don't think it's going to be possible for me to finish up all of my instructor stuff that we have to do in 20 hours. Like, there's just so much to do. You got to do it cross country, you got to spend time underneath the hood like you saw in the last video. I mean, you got to do some time at night in the dark. So there's so many different things that you have to consider. I just don't know. I mean, if you were really efficient, you could get it done in 20 hours. But that being said, like, I just don't know if it's entirely possible. So when I tell people how much it's going to cost to get their private pilot's license, I usually round up just because I think Idaho's probably going to be a little bit on the cheaper side. I would love to know how much it costs in your area. So comment down below and tell me, what does it cost to get your private pilot's license where you live? But here I imagine it's got to be probably one of the cheaper areas to get your private pilot's license. That being said, I usually tell people between $6,000 and $8,000. I tell my wife $6,000, of course. Courtney, if I told you that it cost $20,000 to get your pilot's license, would you believe me?
No. That's not how much it costs.
How much did I tell you it costs?
Like 8?
Okay, good. So the last thing that I want to say is, the best thing about getting your private pilot's license, at least the way that I've done it, is you can go at your own pace. So like for me, I didn't want to do this in a 2-week period and get it as quick as I could. Couple of reasons. I mean, I didn't think that I was going to retain the information, be the best pilot that I could be. The other reason is honestly just because it's kind of expensive, and that's a lot to ask for just like kind of a 1 month right up front, just pay $6 to $8 grand out of pocket. So not everybody has that. And that's the best thing about becoming a pilot, is you can do it at your own pace. So I've been flying a couple hours a week. I mean, in my logbook, it's probably close to about an hour and a half a week. So I'm probably gonna take a good 6 to 8 months by the time that I get my license, but I'll spread out that $6,000 to $8,000 over that 6-month period. So, and you can honestly take years if you want to. I've seen stories of people who take, I mean, honestly, several like years to be able to get their license. So if it takes you a while, it takes you a while. Like, you still get to go spend some time up in the sky, and that's the best thing. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this answers maybe some of the questions that you guys have had. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. If you liked it, make sure to go hit that like button down below. It really does help that YouTube algorithm. If you're into this kind of stuff, go down and hit subscribe below. Make sure to hit that bell so you can get that notification. And we'll see you next time. Also, before I hear about it in the comments, yeah, Conor McGregor, big fan. Autographed poster. No, I did not actually meet him. No, I did not actually get him to sign it, but I bought it. But it was a long time ago, and I'm hoping that maybe it's worth a little bit more money now.